Hello, I am Shashank from GoFodu.com. Welcome to the video on calculation techniques for division involving large numbers. These Fodu techniques are useful in ratio comparison and mostly their application would be in data interpretation. Now, the first technique that we are going to learn today is strictly to calculate the accurate value of any given ratio. So, we have a ratio 26130 upon 2947. We try to write the numerator as sum or difference of terms related to denominator. For example, 26,130 can be written as 29,470 minus 2,947 minus the remaining value, that is 393. This addition and subtraction you will have to do mentally, as we have seen in the calculation technique video of quants. Rest of the division is quite easy. Now we divide the number with the denominator. So 26130 divided by 2947. Just write 26130 in terms of denominator. Now this expression in the RHS can be written as 10 minus 1 minus 393 divided by 2947. Now to divide 393 with 2947, we use our traditional method with little modification. So write the dividend and the divisor like this. Dividend is less than divisor. So a decimal comes in the quotient. And now comes the trick. Instead of adding a 0 to the dividend, we add a decimal in the divisor. This is quite simple, right? Numbers in the division are in numerator upon denominator form. So instead of adding a 0 in the numerator, we are simply adding a decimal in the denominator. One and the same thing, right? This we do in order to save ourselves from doing multiplication by a bigger number again and again. Now we have this equation. We know that it will go only one time. We write 1 in the quotient and subtract 294.7 from the dividend. We get 98. Now we have to find the second value after the decimal in the quotient. So we shift the decimal in the divisor one more place to the left. This is important. My whole purpose of this video is to tell you this approach. If decimal comes in the quotient, put a decimal in the divisor. That too towards the end of the divisor. To get quotient second digit after the decimal, shift the decimal in the divisor one place to the left and continue the division. Like this, go on till as many places as you want. Clearly, 29.47 when multiplied by 3 will be very close to 90. So we write 3 in the quotient and subtract 90 from 98. We got value up to 2 places of decimal and we are more than happy with that. This will become 9 minus 0.13, which gives us 8.87. You can see how easily we can calculate till 2 places of decimal. That too pretty accurately. You can verify this with the help of a calculator if you want. Let's take one more example. Here we have 1453 divided by 134. Clearly, this time we have to add the remaining value. So this can be written as 1340 plus the remaining value, that is 113 divided by 134. This expression can be simplified as 10 plus 113 divided by 134. Now the traditional method of division. Dividend is less than divisor, so a decimal comes in the quotient and instead of adding a 0 in the dividend, we put a decimal in the divisor. 13.4. 8 times 13.4 is 107.2. We are left with 5.8. Now to get the second digit after the decimal, usually we add another 0 in the dividend but instead of that, we will shift it from its current position to one place to the left. Now 1.34. 4 times 1.34 is 5.2. This is close to 5.8 and will serve the purpose as we are only calculating till 2 places of decimal. So finally we get 10 plus 0.84, which gives us 10.84 as the answer. I hope this technique was worth learning, and if you want to apply this technique at right places in right time, then start practicing using random numbers and verify with your mobile's calculator. Let's modify this technique a little bit. Let's see how this technique could be upgraded for use when options are given, no matter how close they are. This is the same example that we saw in the first place. This time 4 options are also given which are very close to each other. In this technique, we make full use of the trap set by the examiner, that is, closeness of the options. Here 8.8 is common in all the options. Only the second value after the decimal is different. So we use the traditional method, but we straight away multiply the divisor with the common value, that is 8.8. As we multiplied with 8.8, a decimal will come in the divisor as well. So 2947 multiplied by 8 is 23576. After that, we add the multiplication by 0.8, which will be 2357.6. And finally, we get 25933.6. So we subtract this value from the dividend and get 197 as the remainder. We are keeping the subtraction a little approximate. Now this remainder becomes the new dividend, which is less than the divisor. So to find the second place after decimal, we shift the decimal in the divisor one place to the left. Now 29.47 into 6 is 177. And finally, we get the answer in the question, which is equal to 8.86. Option C. I agree that dividing in this manner is also a tedious job in itself, but with a little bit of practice, you can do such calculations in seconds. After this video, you won't be afraid of big divisions. I can assure you that. Let's move to the third technique, which we all must have used at least once from the time we have learned approximation. But let me tell you the limited and the wrong aspect of the approximation that most of the students do. If we need to figure out an approximate value of this ratio, what we do here is we add 3 to the denominator and make it as 2950. Cancel out the zeros and then take the pain to simplify another complicated ratio as 2613 by 295. This is the limited aspect which we did so far. Now, many students smartly make the obtained 295 as 300 and then try to figure out the value. But what they forget here is that they are not approximating 295, but actually they are approximating 2947 as 3000 without changing the numerator, or many a times they add the same value to the numerator as well. This can vary the result by a significantly large value. This is the wrong aspect of approximation. Now let's learn the correct technique to get approximate values of these kinds of ratios. Looking at this ratio, we can easily tell that numerator is more than 8 times than the denominator, but at the same time it is less than 9 times. This is the guess that you will have to make. Even a long shot would do, but closer the guess, more accurate will be the final answer. So we assume the mid value between 8 and 9, say 8.5. So this ratio can be approximately written as 8.5 by 1. Let's assume this as x by y. Now, we have learnt in ratios that if a fraction x by y is given and you increase or decrease the numerator and the denominator in the ratio x is to y, then the value of fraction does not changes. You can see this here as well. If our ratio is x upon y, then we can very well add nx to the numerator and ny to the denominator without changing the ratio. N plus 1 will come out common in both numerator and denominator, giving back x upon y. Most of the time, we will be simplifying the denominator only. Ny is nothing but the value that we need to add or subtract from the denominator. So, to make denominator equal to 3000, we need to add 53 to the denominator. Now, y is 1. That means n will have to be 53. If we write the given ratio and apply this approximation to it, then in the denominator we add 1 into 53. And in the numerator we have to add 8.5 into 53 in order to balance the fraction. First time we took x upon y as 26130 upon 2947. Then while adding nx and ny, we took the simpler form of x upon y, that is 8.5 upon 1. Finally, we get 26580 by 3000. This is easy. Divide by 3 and put a decimal at 3 places from the right. This will come out as 8.86. So, while adjusting the denominator, always remember to balance the fraction. Let's take one more example to understand this technique a little better. We have 158 by 472, relatively a simpler fraction. So, we know that 3 times 158 will be around 472. So, this fraction can be written as 1 by 3 or the same can be written as 1 by 3 by 1. This we are doing because we want to simplify the denominator. We want to make it 500. So, we have kept 1 in the denominator. In this case, ny or simply n becomes 28, as 28 is to be added to 472 to make it 500. Now, to balance the fraction, we have to add nx to the numerator. That would be 1 by 3 into 28. So, we get approximately 167 by 500, which is equal to 0.334. Let's take one last question in which we will apply what we have learned so far to compare ratios. Ratios are important to compare growth rates and percentages in certain questions of DI. In this question, data of sales for 5 years is given to us and we are asked to calculate the year which showed the maximum growth rate. The first thing we do here is we write the growth rate in terms of fractions by calculating the growth for each year. Growth in 2015 is 390 minus 292. That would be 98. So, growth rate will be 98 upon the base, that is 292. Like this, we can get all other fractions till year 2018. Now, let's compare the first two fractions. There is one beautiful approach for this. We will check for percentage change in numerator as well as denominator. We clearly see that change in numerator will be approximately 40%. If you have trouble in observing this, then consider 98 as 100 and 138 as 140. Approximate changes of 40%. Now, for the denominator, 40% will mean approximately 117, which when added will give 409. But the denominator we have is 390. That means the change in denominator is less than 40%. So, while going from first fraction to second fraction, numerator of the fraction increased by a larger percentage than denominator. And hence, we can say that 138 by 390 should be greater than 98 by 292. We use this same method again to compare 138 by 390 and 192 by 528. 138 is increased to 192. So the increase is of 54. In percent, it is 54 upon 140 into 100. I am taking 140 in place of 138. So 14 fours are 56. Increase is of 40% approximately. Coincidentally, we are again dealing with 40%. 390 when increased by 40% should give us 39 into 4 is 44s are 160 minus 4, that is 156. Increase of 156 on 390, that is 390 plus 156, 546. But we have 528 in the denominator. So basically from 390 to 528 the increase is less than 40%. Here also the second fraction is greater than the first one. Now we just have to compare 192 by 528 and 265 by 720. If you want, you can use the same method to compare them, but just to brush up the techniques that we have learned so far, we compare them by finding their actual values. So we have 192 by 528 and we don't require to calculate the exact value, and also we don't have options. So we apply the third method that we just learned. 3 times 192 is 576, but we have 528 in the denominator. So 528 will be around 2.8 times 192. 192 by 528 can be written as 1 by 2.8 by 1. In this case, instead of approximating the denominator as 600, it is better to make it 500 as it is close. So n in this case becomes 28 and we have to subtract 28 upon 2.8 from the numerator. 28 upon 2.8 is 10. This gives us 192 minus 10 upon 528 minus 28, which is 182 by 500. Now either divide straight away with 5 or else you can treat dividing by 500 as multiplying by 2 and then dividing by 1000. 182 into 2 is 364. Divide by 1000 gives us final value as 36.4%. Now we have 265 by 720. It's relatively simpler, so we directly go with the traditional method, and instead of dividing by 720, we remove the 0 and we will divide by 72 and we put a decimal in the quotient. 3 times 72 is 216, which leaves us with 49 as the new dividend. Now dividend is less than divisor, so put a decimal in the divisor. 7.2 should be multiplied by 6. This gives us 43.2 and new dividend as 5.8. Now shift the decimal in the divisor. 0.72 multiplied by 8 gives us exactly 5.8. We are calculating the percentage, so we will multiply quotient with 100. This gives us 36.8 as the final answer, which is greater than the previous fraction 36.4. With this, we end the discussion on this topic. Whenever you get spare time, open calculator in your mobile, type random numbers in division and do the division orally and then verify it. This simple thing will help you a lot. For calculation techniques video of quants, please check our website links in the description below the video. Thank you for watching.